Welcome to the Morning English Podcast. Listen, learn, and speak English daily.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to our morning deep dive.
Yes, good morning. We are so happy you are here with us in our little garden today.
It is really nice out here today, isn't it? The sun is just coming up.
It is. The weather is perfect. It feels so calm and peaceful right now.
It really does. But, not every morning feels this peaceful.
Oh, definitely not.
Right. So let me ask you, the listener, a quick question. Have you ever felt nervous when you sit down in a big workplace meeting?
Oh, that is a great question.
Yeah. Do you sometimes just not know what to say when native English speakers talk really fast?
I think everyone feels that way sometimes.
Exactly. You sit in that big office chair, the lights are bright, your manager asks a question, and suddenly you freeze.
You completely freeze. Yeah.
The English just sounds like one long, super fast word, and you feel so shy about speaking up.
Well, if you feel that way, please do not worry. You are totally normal.
You really are. And that is exactly what our deep dive is about today. We are looking at an amazing guide for B1 and B2 English learners.
It is all about mastering English listening skills for those scary workplace meetings.
Yes. We are going to show you the secret rules of business meetings, because once you know the rules, it is not scary anymore.
It becomes much easier. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more easy English lessons.
Please do. We love having you here. So let's just jump right in.
Let's do it.
Okay, so the main idea in our source material today is really interesting. It says that business meetings are not actually crazy or random.
Right. They feel random, but they are not.
Exactly. They actually follow a very strict, predictable structure.
They follow a map.
A map, yes. The guide lists 8 specific steps that happen in almost every English-speaking workplace meeting.
8 steps. That sounds like a lot to remember.
It does, but it really makes sense when you think about it. The steps are... Let me check the list here.
Good.
Okay, so first is opening the meeting, then introducing the agenda.
Right. Telling people what you will talk about.
Yes. Then discussing topics, sharing opinions, and problem solving.
That is where the hard work happens.
It really is. And then comes decision-making, assigning tasks, and finally, closing the meeting.
Wow. So it is a very straight line from start to finish.
It is. And the guide explains why this strict map exists. It is not just to be boring.
No, not at all.
Right. It is because human brains get really tired when things are messy.
Yes. Especially when you are listening in a second language.
Yeah.
Your brain works so hard.
It gets exhausted. So having this 8-step map is actually a survival tool for you.
It really helps. Because if you know what step you are on, you can guess what words are coming next.
Exactly. Think of it like going to a really busy, loud airport.
Oh, I like that comparison.
Yeah. When you walk into a big airport, it is so loud. Thousands of people, screens flashing, announcements in different languages.
It's completely overwhelming.
But you don't panic.
Right.
Because you know the steps.
Yes. You check your bags, you go through security, you find your gate, and you get on the plane.
You don't need to read every single sign in the whole airport.
No. If you are at security, you don't care about the baggage claim signs. You just ignore them.
You filter out the extra noise.
Exactly. And a business meeting is just like that airport. If you know you are in the decision-making step of the meeting,
Then you only listen for decisions.
Yeah.
You don't worry about new ideas anymore.
yes, you save your brain energy.
But, I have to ask, do all meetings really follow this perfect map?
That is a very fair point.
Because sometimes meetings get totally crazy. Someone starts talking about their weekend or a completely different problem.
Oh, definitely. That happens all the time. But the guide says that is exactly why you need the map.
Oh, really? How does that help?
Well, if you don't know the 8 steps, then a crazy meeting just feels like more noise. You feel lost.
You just drown in the fast English.
Right. But if you know the map, you can tell when people go off the path. You can say to yourself, wait, we were talking about the agenda, but now John is complaining about the budget.
Ah, I see. So you recognize that the meeting has jumped to the problem-solving step.
Exactly. You stay in control, you realize the topic changed, and you can change your listening focus.
That is such a powerful feeling, to not feel lost.
It is. It changes everything. But even with the map, we still have to deal with the actual words.
Yes, the really fast, difficult words.
And the guide is very honest about the big problems English learners face here. It points out 3 big challenges.
Okay, what are they?
Fast speech, difficult business vocabulary, and different accents.
Oh, accents are so tricky.
Ugh.
Sometimes native speakers sound completely different from each other.
They really do. And when you mix fast speech, hard words, and new accents together, it is super stressful.
It is a recipe for panic.
But the guide has a really interesting solution for this, and it might surprise you.
What is it?
It says you must stop trying to translate every single word.
Wow. Stop translating. But that is what most learners try to do all the time.
I know. When I learn a language, I want to translate every word in my head. But the guide says your brain just cannot work that fast.
Right. If you try to translate word by word, the native speaker is already 5 sentences ahead.
Yes, and then you miss the whole point. So instead of translating, the guide teaches a strategy called repeat listening.
Repeat listening. How does that work?
It means you practice listening to the same conversation 3 different times.
Okay, 3 times. Why 3?
Well, the first time you listen, you don't worry about the small words. You just listen for the big picture.
Like who is talking and what are they generally talking about?
Right. You just build the basic idea. Then the second time you listen, you try to hear specific details, like dates or decisions.
Because your brain is more relaxed now. It already knows the big picture.
Exactly. And then the third time you listen, you finally focus on the new vocabulary and the special phrases.
That makes a lot of sense. You build it up slowly, step by step.
Yes. It actually creates stronger connections in your brain.
But, in a real meeting, you cannot ask your boss to repeat everything 3 times.
Huh. No, you definitely cannot do that.
So how does this help in real life?
That is the magic of it. By practicing repeat listening at home with audio clips, you train your brain to stop translating.
Ah, so your brain gets used to just feeling the meaning instead of doing dictionary search.
Exactly. You train your brain to just listen for keywords.
Keywords, like project or deadline or update.
Right. But I actually have a small problem with this keyword strategy.
Oh, what is your worry?
Well, if I only listen for big keywords like project and deadline, what if I miss a really small word, like the word not?
Oh no, that could be bad.
Right. What if the manager says, this project is not due by the deadline, but I only heard project and due and deadline?
I see. You might work all weekend for no reason at all.
Exactly. I might ruin my weekend because I missed one tiny little word.
That is a very real fear. But the guide actually covers this problem.
It does. How?
It talks about something called intonation.
Intonation? What is that exactly?
It is the melody of the voice. It is how the voice goes up and down when we speak.
Oh, like the music of the language.
Yes, exactly. In English, the melody is very, very important. When a native speaker uses a negative word like not, their voice usually changes.
Really? How does it change?
They hit the word harder. The pitch goes up. So they won't just say it flatly. They will say, this project is not due by the deadline.
Oh, I hear that. Your voice got louder and a bit higher on the word not.
Right. So even if your brain misses the exact letters of the word, your ears hear the music change.
That is fascinating.
The music tells you, wait, something is different here. This is a negative or a warning.
So intonation is like a safety net. It catches you if you miss a word.
Exactly. If you listen to the melody, you will not ruin your weekend.
That makes me feel much better. So we listen for the structure, the keywords, and the melody.
Yes. And once you can do that, you are ready for the specific business vocabulary.
The actual words they use in the office.
Right. The guide talks a lot about this. It calls them the essential nouns.
Words like agenda, proposal, feedback, strategy.
We hear those every day. But the really interesting part is the conversational phrases.
Yes. The phrases we use to talk to each other without fighting.
The guide has a whole section on how to disagree politely.
This part is so important, and it is actually a little bit confusing for some learners.
It is, because in English-speaking workplaces, we usually do not just say, no, that is a bad idea.
No, never. That would be seen as very rude.
Very rude. Even if the idea is terrible, we use very soft language. We use phrases like, I understand your point, but...
Or, I am not sure that will work.
Or, maybe we should consider another option.
Right. These phrases act like little soft pillows. They protect people's feelings.
Because if you just say no, people feel attacked, they get angry, and then they stop working well with you.
So we use these soft phrases to keep the team happy. But for an English learner, isn't this really confusing?
How so?
Well, imagine you are a B1 learner. You share an idea. Your manager says, I see your point, but...
Okay.
Your brain might translate that as, he sees my point. He likes my idea.
Oh, I understand. You think they are agreeing with you.
Exactly. Why don't English speakers just say, clearly, no, we are not doing that? It would be so much easier for learners to understand.
That is a great point. And it is a real struggle. But in English business culture, being kind is often more important than being perfectly clear.
Being kind over being clear. That is a huge rule to remember.
It is. If you just say no,
Oh,
you break the social trust. The guide says that true fluency is not just knowing dictionary words.
right.
Fluency is knowing how to disagree with someone without making them your enemy.
Wow. That is really deep. You are not just learning English, you are learning corporate diplomacy.
You're learning how to survive the social game.
So to really understand this social game, the guide gives us a great real-life example.
Yes, the case study. I love this part.
It is a conversation between two people, a manager and a project coordinator.
They're talking about a marketing project.
Right. Let's actually look at their conversation. Let's see how they use the 8-step map and the polite phrases.
I think that is a great idea. We can kind of role play it a little bit.
Perfect. So the conversation starts with the manager. He says, "Good morning. Thanks for joining the meeting today. Today, we will review the progress of the marketing project."
Okay, so let's stop right there. That is the first 2 steps of the map, right?
Exactly. He opened the meeting and introduced the agenda perfectly. Very clear, very simple.
Then the coordinator gives her update. She says they finished the research and started the strategy.
Right. Step 3, discussing topics. And then the manager does something really smart. He asks an open question.
He says, have there been any challenges so far?
Yes. Notice how nice that is. He doesn't say, "Why is the project late?" or "What did you do wrong?"
Right. He just gently asks as if there are any challenges. It is very safe.
Very safe. So they move into step 5, problem solving.
And the coordinator is great here. She doesn't just complain. She says, one of the challenges is collecting customer feedback quickly.
She states the problem clearly.
And then immediately she offers a solution. She says, I suggest we conduct a short online survey.
That is such good communication. She brings a problem, but she also brings a fix.
Managers love that.
But then we hit a real problem in the conversation, an awkward situation.
Yes. The coordinator has some bad news.
She says the design team mentioned they may need more time for the visuals.
They need 3 extra days. The project is delayed.
Now, in real life, this is where people get stressed. Deadlines are very important.
Yes, a manager might get angry here.
Right. A manager might say, "What? Why are they late? Tell them to work faster."
That happens a lot.
But listen to what the manager in our guide says. He uses one of those polite phrases. He says, "That shouldn't be a problem as long as we adjust the timeline."
That shouldn't be a problem.
Wow.
That is so calm.
It is almost too calm, right? When I read that, I thought, is this how real humans talk?
It sounds a bit like a textbook.
Yes. Real managers panic. But the guide is teaching us something important here.
What was that?
It is teaching us how a good manager should act. By saying, "That shouldn't be a problem," he removes all the fear from the room.
He is using the language like a shock absorber. He takes the hit so his worker doesn't have to.
Exactly. He doesn't blame her. He just looks at the facts. The facts are, the design is late, yelling won't change the facts.
Right. So he focuses on what he can control, the timeline.
Yes. As long as we adjust the timeline, he solves the problem smoothly.
And then they move straight into step 6 and 7. They make a decision and assign tasks.
The coordinator agrees to tell everyone about the new timeline, and the meeting is closed.
It is a perfectly run meeting.
It really is. 0 wasted words. So we've talked about the map, the listening skills, and the polite phrases.
We have covered a lot.
But knowing all this theory doesn't stop your hands from shaking when you walk into a real meeting room.
No, it doesn't. You need practice to build confidence.
Right. So how does a listener actually use this? How do they get better?
The guide has a very specific activity for this. It tells learners to do a real-world listening exercise.
Okay, what is the exercise?
You find a recording of a workplace conversation. You can find these on video sites or podcasts.
Okay.
And while you listen, you don't just relax. You act like a detective.
A detective. I like that. What are we looking for?
You must listen and write down 3 things. First, main topic. Second, 3 key points they discussed. And third, any final decisions they made.
Oh, wow. So you are actively hunting for data. You are acting like a corporate spy.
Exactly. You are not just letting the English wash over you. You are searching for specific clues.
That sounds like hard work.
It is hard work. But the guide says this activity does something amazing. It doesn't just improve your listening.
Right.
It actually improves your speaking skills.
Wait, really? How can sitting quietly and listening make you better at speaking?
It sounds strange, doesn't it?
It really does.
But it is all about how the brain learns language. Better listening creates better speaking.
How does that work?
When you are hunting for those clues, your brain is deeply focused. You start to unconsciously absorb the melody of the speakers.
The intonation we talked about earlier.
Yes. You absorb their rhythm. You notice where they pause. You hear how they sound confident.
You are kind of downloading their behavior into your own brain.
Exactly. You are downloading the software of a confident English speaker.
So when it is your turn to speak in real life, your brain just replays that confident melody.
Yes, it becomes natural. And that is what builds true confidence.
That is amazing because that fear we talked about at the beginning, the panic in the boardroom that comes from feeling out of control.
Right. Feeling like there is too much noise and you can't understand it.
But this detective exercise gives you control back.
Yeah.
You realize you don't need to understand every single joke or side comment.
No, you just need to find the topic, the 3 points, and the decision.
It turns a big, scary meeting into a simple puzzle.
Yeah.
And anyone can solve a puzzle.
That is a wonderful way to look at it.
So I think it is time for us to do a little review.
Oh, good idea. Let's do a quick review of what we learned today.
Just to make sure we remember the most important pieces.
Right. Keep it simple.
So first, remember the map. Business meetings have a predictable structure. They are not random.
Exactly. Find out what step you are on, and your brain will relax.
Second, do not try to translate every single word in your head. It is a trap.
Use the repeat listening method when you practice. Listen for keywords, and always listen to the melody of the voice.
The intonation. It will tell you if something is important or negative.
Third, learn the polite corporate phrases, the shock absorbers.
Phrases like, I see your point, but... Or maybe we should consider another option.
Because protecting relationships is just as important as sharing information.
Very true. And finally, practice being a listening detective. Hunt for the main topic, key points, and decisions.
Doing that will build your confidence and make you a better speaker.
It is a lot to remember, but it is so helpful.
It really is.
You know, thinking about all of this leaves me with one final thought, and it is kind of a surprising thought.
Oh, what is it?
Well, just think about everything an English learner has to do in a meeting. They have to listen super closely. They have to read the mood of the room. They have to listen to the melody of the voices. And they have to be incredibly careful and polite when they disagree.
They have to work extremely hard.
Yes, but think about those skills. Active listening, reading the room, managing emotions, being polite.
Right.
Those are the exact same skills that make someone an amazing, highly effective leader.
Oh, wow. You are right.
Think about native speakers. A lot of native speakers do not listen actively. They just wait for their turn to talk.
That is so true. They can be very blunt and rude because they don't have to think about the language.
Exactly. So by struggling to learn these meeting rules in a second language, are learners actually giving themselves secret leadership training?
That is a fascinating idea. They are training to be the most emotionally intelligent people in the room.
I really believe that. By working so hard just to understand the words, non-native speakers are actually mastering how to truly connect with people.
They become better communicators than the native speakers.
Yeah. Yes. So, to all our listeners, the next time you walk into a big, scary meeting, remember that you are not just surviving. You are practicing to be a great leader.
And you already have the map in your hand.
You do. Well, we really hope you enjoyed our time in the garden today.
Before we go, we just want to say a huge thank you to our amazing listeners.
Yes, thank you so much for spending your morning with us. We truly appreciate your support.
We really do. And we have a question for you. Tell us in the comments, what is the hardest part about workplace meetings for you? Is it the fast speech? Or maybe the vocabulary?
We love reading your messages and your stories.
So don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more easy and fun English lessons.
Give this video a big like if it helped you feel a little more confident today.
And please share it with a friend or a coworker who wants to improve their English too.
It really helps our channel grow. So until next time, keep practicing and enjoy your morning.
Bye for now. Keep up the great work.
Goodbye, everyone. Have a wonderful day.